Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I'm trying really hard to get through this reading. I keep having a lot of interruptions, which is making me even more like I have to do this reading. Okay, so this may be sloppy because I'm going to get interrupted. Things are going to happen, but I swear we need to do this reading. So I have the Magician card out. I'm told that this card needs to be out from this specific deck. I'm going to be referencing it throughout this message. It is going to be a channeled message. And I have my crystal ball out, so I will be scrying. I have it out so that anybody else who wants to scry with me can, and you can leave what you see in the comments, and that might help people. Okay, I want to direct your attention to another channel. There's a young man that I met yesterday, super impressed by him. You know how you feel like you want to help people and you feel like you want to do something big, and so what you really want to do is just leave everything behind and just go. But you know, for whatever reason, all the reasons, right? Enter all the reasons, we don't. Well, this young man has done that. He's left behind his country, he's left behind all his social structures, his support networks, to go travel the world and do the damn thing. I am so impressed by this individual, their energy, the maturity that they have, and he has started a tarot channel 2 weeks ago. So it's a new tarot channel. Definitely check it out. This is a teacher to watch, for sure. If you navigate over there and you're interested in things like shadow work, check out his website. He does offer services on his website. His mission is to help people navigate spaces, darker spaces within themselves, navigate their shadow work, teach them about it, educate people about it. And yeah, so that amazing human. Please go check him out. Okay, so I'm just going to dive right into this because I got about a minute in when I got rudely interrupted, and I keep getting about a minute. So we're past a minute now on the timer. So now let's go. Okay, so one of the things that I was seeing in the crystal ball when I sat down and I tried to start doing this was I was seeing a curtain opening. And behind the curtain, what I was seeing was a jack-o'-lantern that had like these flickery eyes, fire eyes. And so that spoke to me about Samhain, which is the time of year that people say, you know, the veil is thinnest, right? In the East, we observe another day as well. We observe Spring Equinox, right around the Spring Equinox. And this is telling me that I'm speaking to a mediumship collective. So maybe you resonate as a medium, maybe you resonate more as someone who's very magical, maybe you resonate as somebody who just simply sees spirits and can occasionally interact, or you feel spirits and you can interact with spirits in some way, whatever capacity. So this is who I'm speaking to. There is a high level of magical ability that is being expressed to me, however, within this collective, because it is being symbolized by the Magician. Now, some of you are trying to work with your ancestors. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing thought on the left shoulder, but memory is gone. Memory has gone back into the past to retrieve the ancestral energy. I'm seeing this as part of a ritual someone is partaking in, so someone may be engaging in ancestral work at this time, and I'm like here, you know, this sounds very cliche, but what I'm hearing is they're coming. So some of you may be having your first experiences with your ancestors at this time. Pay very close attention to your dreams. If you say you don't dream, please look up the science on that, because that's not a thing. We just don't remember our dreams. And so if you don't remember your dreams, please learn how to remember your dreams, right? Pick up a good book, work through that, focus on your dream recall, work on your dream recall. The number one thing you can do for your spiritual evolution and to understand what the hell is going on with all of this is to focus on your dreams, right? Someone here who does focus on their dreams, you are getting into astral work. There's some astral travel stuff that's coming through in this card for me. Now, in this collective, it seems that we're having more spirit experiences take place. And in these spirit experiences that are taking place, there's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of moving pieces energetically and inside. And this is very congruent with the card that kept coming out around this time period in my readings, which is the Wheel of Fortune, right? When we have the Wheel of Fortune, this is where the energies and the power inside the universe shifts. Right? Around the Wheel of Fortune, you can see the Tetragrammaton, the ineffable name, right? When you stack those letters on top of each other, it creates Adam Kadmon, which is the primal man, or the primitive man, or the cosmic being. So what we have on that Wheel of Fortune is the cosmic being is turning. So there's some sort of influence inside of our like higher spaces, our higher self, that is turning right now. And it's allowing some sort of new magical ability or new mediumship ability to emerge. So those of you who already have ability and you know how to use it, it's like something is building up behind that. I am being shown something on this side now in here, and so And so I want to talk about this. I'm not going to go through all the symbols. For example, one of the symbols I'm seeing is the forest being reflected from outside. So I'm not going to go through all the symbols. I'm just going to give this story. Otherwise, this reading is going to be way too long. I feel that whoever this message is for, you had a very long period of a life lesson. This might be a lesson that lasted your entire life, but it does feel like something that had some very traumatic events packed into it. As we emerged from that, as we healed, some of you are still kind of hunkered down. If you look, he's holding on to that altar for dear life, right? And I'm going to speak to a very particular collective here of men in a second. Now, what's happening here is that it seems like there's some sort of stagnation that's taking place, or a holding pause, a holding cell, a holding period, a pause, something like that. I'm just feeling a stagnation taking place. It's reminding me of the rune Isa, and just like this freeze, right? And either it's taken place in all areas of our life, or it's taken place in very specific areas of our life. What's happening now with this spring equinox is that there's this energy that's turning. It's like a new phase of learning is upon you, and there's new things that are emerging from inside of you that are being churned out as this sort of wheel is turning, right? One is turning the energy outside of you, one is bringing a new energy into you. And for a man out there, there's somebody out there, and I do feel that this is actually going to resonate for a handful of you. You may resonate with vulture. The reason why I'm saying that is because he looks like a vulture. If you covered his face, he would look like a vulture. He's got the cap on to cover his head like a vulture. He's got the vulture tuft around his neck and the bird feathers. And what this man is doing is he's holding onto the altar as though he can't let go, because if he lets go, he's going to lose his grounding on reality. Someone here is being called to step into the role of the magician, and one thing here is leading you to your ancestry. So you may have people in spirit that have passed on, for example, that are very close to you. This may be one of the reasons why you're holding on for dear life and not allowing yourself to dive into this. This is giving me a feeling, going back to what I just said, that somebody's come through a period of mourning and now they're in a stasis or a holding position. This is an energy that we're about to immerse ourselves into, right? So whoever this message is for, if you resonated with that and you are a male, this is something that you are about to step into. This is an aspect of ourself that we know, for whatever reason, we have been resisting it, right? Now, that's just a little side story for a couple of men out there. The rest of you, I feel that this is linking us back into this energy. Now, we've talked about this energy. This is coming up quite a bit, right? This is just the back of the Citadel deck, but this one speaks to me in a certain way because of the burning city and the church that's being highlighted. Some of you may have a witch wound, and so this is why there may have been a hesitation to step fully into this mediumship. If you haven't had a hesitation to step fully into it, what it's saying is that there's more ability available to you. It seems to be blocked off from us. There's an energy that we have to purge and we have to process that has to do with the witch wound in order for that to happen. Again, notice how it looks like an aperture, right? So there's something here that we have to process and release in order for more ability to be available to us. If you are somebody that practices magic, for example, it feels like there is a fountain of power that is available to you, but there's something that's holding you back. Right? Again, they're bringing me back to those hands that are clutching the sides. The one hand has not yet clutched the sword, which is their mind, control of their mind, and the other has not yet controlled the staff or the wand, right? This is our willpower. Our mind and our willpower have to be unified. For someone, the reason why this is important now with this aperture opening and the spirits coming in is spirits really resonate with that water element, water and air. And as these beings come in, they're bringing in a different type of influence into our life. If you look, he's looking into the cup. That's that water, water and air. What you're being guided to do is to embody water and fire. So this is allowing our focus and our willpower to direct our path. In other words, someone here, you're not being guided to just sit back and just listen to the spirits and watch. You're being guided to observe rather than label, right? But you're being guided to actively participate with them. So this is where we pick up that wand. We step into that role of the magician. Someone here, you may have been having a call or an urge or some messages to work with spirits. And so this is where someone goes from being like just a medium who's able to do these things, and maybe you have these conversations, but when you're actively working with them, now we step into the role of the magician, the shaman, the witch. So someone here is it's like your soul is navigating you towards this terrain. For some of you, there's a resistance to it. Maybe it's societal, maybe it's familial resistance, maybe it's a resistance left over from big religion. Someone here is resisting this, but whoever this message is for, whether you're resisting it or not, this is an aspect of the self that we know about, right? We already know that this is part of us. We know that this is who we are. It's time to step into your position and to honor who you are, right? This is where a life starts to blossom. When we don't honor who it is that we actually are, we suffer from disease, we suffer from depression, we suffer from turmoil inside of our external reality. We suffer from people always being against us because they're reflecting our own nature being against us. So someone here is being asked to release control, to let go of the sides of that altar and to just dive in. And if you don't resonate with this, if you're saying, oh, but I didn't know that about myself, then this message isn't for you. I say that over and over inside of my readings. If you're forcing a story to fit, I can't help you, right? This is not how this works. These are collective messages. These are not personal readings. For some of you, this is going to be very on point personally. That's how you know it's your reading. If you're listening and you're like, wow, I didn't know that about myself, then it's absolutely not your reading. Please don't listen. Don't take it. You can listen. Maybe you'll learn something in it, but please don't take it as your story if it's not your story or if it leaves you confused in some way. So I also want to say here, someone is practicing Seether. So I don't really want to explain that. So if that's you, you'll know. Okay. What else is going on here? In the middle of all this, I see this pentacle. This is what we create for ourselves, our time here on earth, and what we create with it, right? It takes all three of these elements in order to create that element. So, this is the densest of elements. It takes our aether, right, which is our consciousness, that living, breathing entity that permeates reality, that comes through us as a channel, into first, really, fire, then into air, and then to water, and then it comes back down into this pentacle, which is what is created through that triangle of manifestation with those three elements. Someone here is needing to incorporate the spirit work in their practice to balance out the elements that they have already taken place within their practice. So someone here, they may focus on their thoughts. They may focus on using words, chanting, things like that. They may also, focus on the actual ritual and the doing of the things. They may focus on, for example, their emotions, but it seems to be lacking something else that is required in order to make all those components spin and work together in order to produce something of value. So again, there's a heavy magical vibe going on inside this reading. So I'm definitely speaking to people who are working some sort of magical current, or who are, again, a high degree of mediumship, stepping into that shamanistic sort of arena here with this. I'm seeing circles. I'm seeing concentric circles. Somebody may be doing evocations, for example. If I'm seeing concentric circles, someone may even be interested in like Western mysticism. If I'm seeing concentric circles, there's a heavy emphasis on this time period of the spring equinox and that veil opening and spirit stepping through. So now I'm being told to use cards. Okay. Okay, so we have this Five of Cups and we have this Page of Wands. Again, it's this idea of there's something here that we have to leave behind, right? There's something here that we are mourning in the past, that maybe we have regrets over. Again, that idea of like holding on for dear life to this altar. We may have some grief. We may have lost someone or lost a lot of people in the past. Maybe you associate that with mediumship, or you associate it with magic in some way. So for example, maybe you were involved in a community that really burned you, and so you associate those things, and that's what's preventing you into really accessing your full power. But there's something here regarding grief, of these cups being spilled, of something being disappointing and not working out, and we seem to turn our back on our practices or the spirits or something because of this. For some of you, this is that witch wound, right? And this is the energy that is quite possibly the one that we're stepping into here with the Page of Wands. Now, it's funny I brought up Joao at the beginning of this because he's traveling the world, and that's what the Page of Wands does. This is the world traveler. He's the explorer. Someone here is being asked to explore, the extent of their willpower, right? How far can you push the envelope on reality? How far can you push the envelope on what you're comfortable with and what you know? This is a process that takes place that allows us to expand what we're comfortable with. It allows us to expand how much we understand that we actually influence this reality. There's something here about ancient knowledge as well, so someone may be getting into hermetics with this, and or looking into like very ancient religions because of this. Someone here may also be studying astrology or astronomy more. Orion's belt will be important for somebody, so will the Sirius star system, Sirius A, Sirius B. Dogs may be important for somebody as well. Okay, so apparently we're doing some symbols here. So if you're new to my channel, my readings aren't, it doesn't mean that the symbols, blah, blah, blah. Let's start that over. The symbols don't mean that the reading is or isn't for you. It just means that if the symbols resonate for you, please pay extra attention. It's a little late for symbols, but this is where they're giving it to me. So again, Orion, we have Sirius A, Sirius B, we have the dog. I'm also seeing a cat, but it's a very specific type of cat. Oh, this is Bast. Okay, so the goddess Bastet. And then I'm also seeing a yellow pen. Specifically, it's a yellow pen sitting on somebody's right side. I'm seeing a prayer flag, but the prayer flag looks a little different. I don't know what's going on, but it's not like a standard prayer flag. There's something different going on with it. And then I'm also seeing, again, going back to the magician's tools, I think I may have mentioned this before, tools that are crafted in the shape of a snake. So the reason why I'm saying that is because he has a staff that's shaped like a snake, and I have something on my altar that's shaped like a snake also. Snakes themselves are important, especially the king cobra is very important for somebody. I just heard boa constrictor too. Okay, and then elephants are really important for somebody. And something about the spine. I don't know if it's after somebody's got done with the chiropractor, they watch this or something, but there's something with the spine. Okay. For those of you who these spirits are coming in for, if you are resonating with this spirit, I'm going to say spirit instead of spirits just because I don't want to get too lost down that road. This spirit, whoever it is, they are coming forward. They are very much, so when I see the King of Cups, this is a very powerful spirit. Cups is the astral for me, so this is a very powerful spirit that's coming through. And this is a being that's trying to help you with something. They're trying to help you here in cultivating something for yourself here on earth. For some of you, it might be a sense of peace. So they're trying to reflect something to you so that you can clear out and work on your, your own traumas, your own issues, your own like insecurities and things. Again, they're amazing reflectors. I usually call that type of being, a lot of people will call them negative entities or demons. I call them liberators because it's through that darkness that we are liberated, right? So for some of you here, it's really getting into a space where you're comfortable with the darker things, because that darker thing is exactly what's going to help you heal yourself. I can attest to this. This is how it happened for me. It took something that everyone around me my whole life said was extremely demonic, and then at some point I had to turn around and face it, and I realized it was trying to show me my whole life who was good for me, who wasn't good for me, the areas of my life that I needed to heal, how to treat other people. This is an energy that's coming through for somebody, and if you notice my camera keeps doing this zoom in and out, it never does this, right? So this is a message for somebody that this very thing that you are afraid of is the very thing that can help liberate you. This is why it's very important for us at some point to evolve out of the fear matrix, the belief that everything outside of us is out to get us and that there's a devil in the room. Because if you want a devil in the room, you will find one. If you adopt one extreme, you will project its other extreme out into the universe. This is a process known as enantiodromia. This is something Carl Jung talked about, and he got it from the Greek philosophers. So we have to be very careful as creator beings what it is that we adopt as our beliefs about ourselves, about other people, about the universe around us, about the spiritual world most specifically. Because the spiritual world is extremely malleable. And someone here, you're learning these things, or you're coming into the knowledge of these things because you're stepping into the role of the magician. These are things that the true magician knows, right? If you are more interested in the magician and the ideas of the magician, look up videos on the archetype of the magician and study about it, because that's going to resonate for a lot of you who this reading resonates for. So again, this is for a collective of mediums or a collective of people who do already resonate with being a magician, who they're taking this mediumship ability into a very magical place by partnering with spirits. And this is what we're experiencing now as this veil kind of opens and the spiritual experiences are heightening for somebody. So whoever this message is for, I hope this resonates for you. Please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.